Great. Now I've calculated all of the circumferences of these floors. So the red floors on the outside here would be 440 meters long. And given that this is a 25 meter wide floor space, that's a huge amount of Starship area. Again, people really underestimate how much volume there is inside a sphere, for example. The bigger they get, the volume really increases. The blue floors are 377 meters, the yellow floors 283 meters, green 189, and finally the brown floors right in the center are 94 meters. So now we've got that, we can start drawing our floors. So I'm going to now click onto the deck sheet, and I'm going to click onto the deck, where are you? The deck layer. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this first floor here, which is 444 meters in red, and I'm just going to draw it as a very light outline. I might actually make this, make the width of the wall of this, say, 1 meter, just so it'll be easier to see. So we'll start here. We know it's 25. We won't worry about that just yet. I'm going to change my grid settings to be a bit easier. I'm going to change them to genuinely just one snap, so that will work. Click on OK, click on OK. Oops, what's gone wrong there? Turn on my grid, that's good. And let's draw this. So it's 10, 20, 30, we'll just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I'm going to leave it there. And the reason for that is I can duplicate this. I'm going to, however, I need to make that one 25 meters, because that was 25 meters. Yes, it was 25 meters. So I need to change my grid snap back to 2. Change the label there so I don't keep myself confused. And let's nudge that a bit more now. There you go. Done. Grab that end and done. So that tool that I was using there is the Node Move tool. Now, that's only half of my floor. I'm now going to mirror it. Do it, and I'll just mirror it across there. Bang. So that's what this floor here totally encompasses. Now, let's do the same for the 377 meter, but we'll change this now to blue. We've also got a floor here, which is 20 wide, 15 wide, and these ones, which are 25 wide. So we've actually got 3 separate bands to go there. So if this is going to be 377, let's make that to the nearest 10 for ease of mapping. That's 38. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, we know that's 22, so let's just go 22 to there. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. And we'll make this one the, okay, so that's that floor there. And we'll duplicate this. I know this sounds tedious, but boy, this little bit of extra planning comes in so useful. So there you go. Oops. I was meant to be using the copy tool. So I'm going to copy this one down to here. And then I'm going to change those dimensions slightly. Remember, this floor here is only 15 wide. So we can use the nudge tool to bring this one up to here, much narrower band, like so. And of course, the secondary floor here is identical to the one above it. So we'll just copy it down and thus as so. Right, let's do the next. We'll do the yellow floors. By the way, I use the scroll mouse to scroll in and out like that. So we have gone from having a map of a space station, a horizontal map of a space station like this, to actually now having the rings laid out as ribbons that we can now put stuff into. Let's just quickly recap on this lesson. What we've done is we've calculated the circumference of the floor for each of these decks as it pertains to being a ring on this ship. So this most outside ring here, which is this one over here, has a surface gravity, pseudo-gravity, of 1.25 Gs. And it is 440 meters end to end. The floors, which are most human-like, are these ones here, and they are 377 meters respectively, and what was the other one? 283 meters as well. So now you could just map these out however you would map a normal floor in a starship, knowing full well, though, that this piece joins onto this piece, and this piece joins onto this piece, and so forth. The other thing that you'd want to do is go through and connect make sure that you've got the right spots for these spires, but that can be much more loose as long as they are consistent within each center piece. So what I normally do for that is I make sure that I always know exactly where the center of each of these ribbons is, and I put the center piece, if you will, the lift well that connects them, right in the center, and then I go quarter of the way across on each side. In other words, I halve each of those to that halving and put another one. And that means that you've got a set of 4 spires holding this together. Nice and easy. Hi. While I was laying out the first red area, I realized there was a few things that I probably should have covered off. First of all, because this end here is actually this end here, when you put the lift well, which would be matching from this piece, remember this is going clean through the space station on a 90-degree angle, this pylon here is this pylon here, and since this pylon is actually this pylon here, these 3 pieces are literally all the same thing. This is on the far side of the ship, and these 2 here on the opposite side of this. I know that's a bit to get your head around, but just remember that. The other thing that I did is even though I've got the sizing correct with these, I also replaced those with lines, because this isn't a wall. This is just the point at where these 2 pieces meet. So for this, in this case, let me just show you with the blue. This is how I did that. I went, I'm just going to change my wall to 1 again, and I just simply drew a line slightly off center across. Oops, there we go. And then I'm going to delete that because I don't need it anymore. And I'm going to lift this up just a tad up to that top line there. There we go. And then I'm going to duplicate that line, just a straight copy. And since I know where it was before, I can just leave it exactly. Oops, not quite good enough, Joe. You wiggled your mouse a little bit. There we go. And such. So this is now the next floor that I'm drawing. Let me just put some of the stairwells in for that as well. The pylons. I'll just borrow a few of these. Copy this. Now, you can just eyeball roughly where it is in the middle. That looks to be right to me. Bingo. And of course, we'll change that color. So I just wanted to let you know that when you look at these maps, initially, sometimes it doesn't quite make sense to you, but remember, you're dealing with 3-dimensional geometry unfolded. So Starship maps, so much fun. Okay, thanks guys, I'll keep working on this.